It's always tough when you gotta go plan B. The sun's not even up yet. Great job, man. Nice job.
It is May 1st. We just rolled into Washington, where we're going to be chasing turkeys for the next 3 days on public land. So just got some groceries, got our licenses and tags, and just found a nice little piece of BLM here to set up a campground.
We checked out our hunt areas, saw 3 lone hens, and now we picked out ourselves a nice little campsite. Time to set up camp and go try to chase after them.
That'll do. So we're just driving to our spot right now, and this is this country and this part of Washington that we're in is not like anything I've quite experienced before. It's really interesting. There's all these pines and a lot of rolling hills, but there's also a bunch of swamps and there's ag fields. It's a really unique patchwork of ground, and it just looks super, super turkey. But so far we've only seen a couple of hens, and it's easy to get into your head on trips like this. It's happened to me so many times where you're driving around, you're covering miles, and you're just not seeing turkeys. But we were just talking, and if you think about it, with all the cover that's out there and the size of a turkey, it's kind of amazing that you ever see them. I mean, they're just so good at hiding that, you know, you're more likely to not see them than you are to see them. But you drive around like this and you're just like, man, you're all amped up looking for turkeys, you're not seeing nothing, and it kind of just starts to mess with your head, and you're like, are there any around here? But I'm willing to bet that this place has got to be loaded with turkeys. It's got everything they need. It's known for a good population, and hopefully it's just a matter of time before we strike that first gobble.
We just we're sitting here about to take a walk. I look in the rearview mirror and I see a turkey crossing the road behind us. It's a hen, but it was pretty confusing for a minute there as to where she was, but I guess they're here.
All right, we just saw that hen out there, so it's a good sign that there wouldn't be a single hen if there weren't more turkeys around, and especially some gobblers. It looked like she's probably nesting. That's the 3rd solo hen that we've seen today, so that could be a good sign. There might be a bunch of gobblers running around looking for some hens that are still receptive. So we're just gonna start working our way through here. The wind is kind of a pain coming out of the west, but that's all part of the deal. Pulled out the aluminum call, just struck a gobble, probably within 200 yards. We're gonna set up right here, see what happens. Look at him way out there. See him way out there?
No.
Look in that gap up there, the dirt gap. He must have seen us. Well, got in here, probably only went a couple hundred yards, ripped a couple call sequences, my mouth call, and I pulled out my aluminum pot call, struck a gobbler. We got down, decided to reposition. He was coming in so fast that he saw us. I mean, he must have just been blazing into us. It was wild. He saw us and now just tried going after him again to relocate him, and came up here to this rock and called, and he was up there on that flat behind me, and he just took off running. It's almost like he's been shot at before or something. Not looking good for how skittish he was. That was crazy. But it was longbeard. It was definitely a longbeard, and he beat it to the west. So we're gonna let him rest. We're gonna continue working this drainage over to the north and see if we can get another one to do the same thing, but not see us this time.
Found a dust hole. There's no doubt they're coming through and hitting this. Fresh feathered, freshly bowled out. Not very much cover, but it might be a good spot to set up. Woo, 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 woo.
Slept like a rock last night. It was pretty much a full-out turkey coma. We got some birds roosted at a secondary location last night, but we're still gonna go hit the first location just because we bumped into 2 gobblers while we were walking around yesterday, and we just feel really good about it. So knock on wood, we ought to get something fired up this morning. Let's go. Some more typical turkey hunting conditions, surrounded by gobblers, and just couldn't get on one at fly down, and they all went silent. So we're kind of just waiting for them to fire back up, but there is one still kind of going off to the south of us. I think he's with hens though, it probably flocked up. So I don't know what to do right now. We're probably gonna just troll around a little bit, see if we can strike one, but we probably shouldn't be moving too much because there are a lot of turkeys around and they're just not talking right now. So we're gonna play it safe and just kind of creep along and not do anything crazy, but pretty beautiful morning out here. Surrounded by deer. It's cold, it's clear, the sun is popping. Watching a deer right behind me right now, behind Pete. Just beautiful. We just struck a gobbler toward the back corner of this property. He's out in a big cow pasture right now, out in the middle of nowhere. Pretty sure he's working in, so we're just gonna sit here. We're in a good setup. Just gotta get him to come through this fence over here. I see him. He's getting in that gap through there.
Okay.
See him?
Yep.
Strutting.
Yep.
Rolling.
Yep.
This is what we live for. This is what we live for. What a morning. This is one of the most beautiful places I've ever turkey hunted. I feel like I say that all the time, but it's because it's true every single time. A lot of hybrids around here, but this one's definitely expressing some serious Merriam's traits. He was gobbling out in front of us in this big pasture, but we're tucked into this little corner by a pond. So yeah, not only did he have to come around the pond, but there's enough thick stuff right here from the direction he was coming from that he couldn't eyeball us. If we were just out in the open field and he didn't see something, he wouldn't have committed, but he knew he had to come around the corner to see where the source of the calling was. And the source of that calling was 20 yards. The gobbling out here is so deceiving, and these hills lie to you. It's really difficult to pinpoint exactly how far away they are. So we had this bird working, and all of a sudden the cows started going crazy. We had a bunch of cows running around, and the gobbling that was consistent stopped. So we figured we just had to get a little time to settle down. He settled down. He started hammering again to every single mouth call that I laid out, and just gave him the silent treatment to finish him. Came right around that corner. Absolutely gorgeous bird. I can't believe this.
All right, so we just got done taking a couple pictures of Josh's bird, checking that thing out. The whole time we had birds gobbling up here, but they went quiet. So we just started walking. Probably the third series of calls. Just got one to fire up. I think he's within 200 yards, so we're gonna head north and try to do another setup. Headed back to the truck, and of course bumped a couple of longbeards on the way in. We know there's some more in there, so we caught a quick lunch. Now we're gonna head out for a midday, go out and sit someplace, go sit for a couple hours and just see what's going on in these woods. Every time we sat down, we've either seen birds, elk, mule deer, or even a coyote this morning, so there's a lot of wildlife out here. So go take a sit. Sat there for 3 hours and hung out and napped. And we were one really distant gobble. Nothing happened, so we're gonna just go for a stroll, call, and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're gonna check out the very far back corner of this section. You can't see it by anything, but there's some timber back there, and if there's some cover, there seems to be some birds in it. So we're gonna go see if we can strike up an evening gobbler and make it happen. Seeing if the old fan on a stick will do the job.
So we've kind of gathered that these birds are not super active during the middle of the day. Actually, right after the morning burst of action, just completely died off. We haven't heard a single gobble for 4 hours. So what we're doing is we're actually just doing a series of short setups, about an hour long a piece, until we run out of daylight. Yesterday, as we were walking out, we bumped a gobbler. He was heading back to roost, but I think he was coming to roost. And yesterday, as we were walking out, right at fly up, we bumped a gobbler, and I actually think he was coming to our call. So we'll probably try to end up somewhere near where we think one of the roosts is, and maybe we can replicate that tonight and do it right and not get busted. But in the meantime, we're just gonna do these series of setups here and just kind of work our way back into the interior of the property while we're doing it. So stick with us.
Well, it's 3 in the morning. Ready to get after them birds. We got to use the darkness to get up underneath them this morning. Hopefully we'll be I'm only about 80 to 100 yards from the tree that these birds are in, and if they do what they did last night, we should be sitting good. We got this nice rock outcropping that we're gonna try to sit onto, and I think these birds are just gonna feed on past us. So now we just gotta do the job of getting underneath them. We got up early and did the work. We got a little too close, like 80 yards, but there's no way he knew we were here. But he had another gobbler in another tree the other way, so he went the other way, and I imagine the hens are over there too, so. We decided to go all the way around the far end of this property, another mile down the road, and just work this whole mile of property back towards the truck and stuff. There should be birds working through this area, out of this and onto the other private around here. So hopefully we have birds moving through.
Alright guys, we rolled in here and spotted 2 strutters with some hens. We've been on them now for an hour, just watching them. They're back in the corner of the property, just kind of loafing around. Gobblers are taking up the rear, hens are kind of leading. They're kind of moving behind this rock formation right now, and that's the exact path they took to get out earlier when we first saw them. And now they're coming back in, and just trying to figure out what our next move should be here. We might crawl up to the rock formation and just roll the dice that we're not going to get busted, and they'll be right over the other side of it if that's the case. Just going to make for some difficult footage if we try to do that. But otherwise, we're just keeping our eyes on them. Pretty beautiful watching them strut out here in the sun. Just trying to play the patience game. Sometimes it's tough. I don't know if it's a hen or a gobbler. Don't move, don't move, don't move. See it? Yes. It's a gobbler. Can you kill him? Yes. Do you see him? No. See that long pine tree? Yes. See him? No. Right there. Yes. Ready? Yep. Yep. I think just ducked out right when I was gonna shoot. Well, yesterday I had a bird working in. Coyote come through and spooked him. Today I think the coyote helped. His birds all fed out in the field. I spotted a coyote in the middle of the field and he started slinking over towards him, and the birds fed right in here, right where we've been waiting for him. I could only see his neck and head like 3 times. That's all you need. Well, here we are. 2 tags filled. Our first 2 ever Washington birds down. We've only been out here hunting for a day and a half. Well, 2 days now, I guess you want to consider the first half day. And We watched these birds for over an hour. It was just beautiful watching them strut out in the sunshine. Trains were going by. They didn't give a care in the world about the trains. They were actually gobbling at them a few times. And then as we're sitting here, just kind of waiting to see how things unfold, waiting to see where the birds are going to end up so we can get ahead of them, a coyote comes out into the field, gets the birds all spooked, and they start making their way into the timber that we were in. So we made one final move to get up against a tree, and the bird was coming through. I was able to see the beard swinging, and then I gave Pete the green light. He had 1 split-second chance to take the shot when the bird periscoped over this hill right here. I don't know if he saw us, but either way, he was going to bounce. So Pete made a killer decision. Couldn't be happier. This has just been really a trip to speak of.